Hello, Paul Shier. We're going to talk about Sidewalk Surfer ice cover. This was in 1997. I rode at the time for Panic Skateboards, and I was asked by Wig Worland to go out to an ice factory to try and shoot just a picture on a block of ice.
Yeah.
So yeah, we went out there, and I had an idea that I would do like a nose blunt slide, a back nose blunt slide. But when I got there, skating ice is not very easy. So I think I was humbled quickly. I did a back tail, and then I was just doing cookie grinds, and then it wouldn't have been digital at that time. It would have been
film,
it would have been film for sure. And we just felt it looked really just boring because it was just a block of ice with nothing else there. And then we got like one of the ice chisels from the guy who worked there, and we chiseled a whole other block of ice and made the foreground.
So it's not like the ledge was cracking.
It's not
up
like
on you.
no. I mean it's spraying from the cookie grind, but I guess the longer we skate it, the kind of like the harder it gets, and the wetter your board gets, and the ground gets wet. And you know, we did it. We broke the chisel. The guy was pissed. But it was really random. I couldn't tell you where it was. It was outside of London somewhere. It was a random mission. I didn't think anything of it afterwards. I thought, yeah, we just went and shot on some ice, and then suddenly it was like the Christmas cover.
I like how it says, "Winter's here."
Yeah, and it was a trip for me because that was like the first cover I ever had.
Yeah. 22nd issue of Sidewalk.
Yeah. And it was, and people still, talk to me today about this cover, like, oh, that was the first magazine I ever saw at like W.H. Smith's, which is like a in America.
Store?
No, it's not a grocery store. It's like a bookstore, And they were like, they gravitated towards the magazine because they were like, oh, someone's skating ice on the cover of the magazine.
Unique,
and I
for
think,
sure.
I don't know. People say that, yeah, I started skating after I saw that cover, which is really cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a good time in skateboarding for me, That was one of my favorite board graphics. The graphic is taken from Hollywood Billiards in San Francisco.
Okay.
We just ripped off the graphic from the billiard place.
And how much time, you're on Panic here, how many years went by before you get on Blueprint?
This was, I would say.
And was Joe Burlo involved in
Panic? Joe Burlo for sure. Yeah, Joe Burlo. Yeah, Joe Burlo was. He owned Panic. And this was like the precursor to what Blueprint became. Panic started, and then slowly Blueprint started, and then Blueprint was just aesthetically more pleasing as a brand, and had an identity. And Panic kind of just fizzled out slowly, and we all moved over to Panic. Or moved over to Blueprint.
Yeah.
This was probably late. I mean, that board is kind of early, but it seems that the Panic to Blueprint thing went pretty fast.
Yeah. So then move over to 2003, Business Journal.
Business Journal.
You're on Blueprint.
Yeah. Again, this was another random one. I didn't see this for years after it came out. Like I had, Transworld Business magazine. That isn't a thing of now, and it wasn't a magazine you saw.
Didn't get too many copies in Europe.
Definitely didn't get any of that.
Yeah.
This was we did a filming trip out to Bilboa. That would have been for Lost and Found, I believe.
Okay.
Because I have a trick in Lost and Found. I think it's Lost. Yeah. Yeah, it's all a blur at this time. But I was living in Barcelona at the time, and I made it out to Bilboa with Jensen, Magee, Leo Sharp shot that photo.
Okay.
There was other people there. There was a guy, Justin, who did some graphics for Blueprint back then. We at that period of time, I was definitely drinking a lot. As you can see, my face is a little swollen. But yeah, we went to this spot. I just did a back nose on revert, or more like a bonk. And yeah, I've never seen the footage. I don't think the footage was actually any good to use in the video part. So that's why when it came on the cover, I was pretty surprised because that'd be my washing machine. Yeah, surprised again, you know.
Yeah.
But I did love those DVS shoes. DVS Mason mid tops, brown leather with gum sole. They were my favorite shoe at the time. Awesome. And I probably got like boot fit jeans on too, which is a weird sin.
And then 2004.
This was Malaga in Spain. Another filming trip. I would say lost and found. lost and found, I think. Yeah, it's weird. Lost and found and make friends with the color blue. It's like this weird. Like we all went to the same places to film, you know. So it's like, this was shot by Andy Horsley. Again, surprised it was the cover. I love this photograph. I actually found the print yesterday randomly in the garage at my house that Andy sent me maybe last year. This is one of my favorite photos I've ever shot in my entire career as a skater. Andy stood up on this, like, I don't know, it was like the top of a parking garage or something, and shot down on it. It wasn't technically very hard to do, but the spot, just, again, I don't think the footage ever came out in a video. Maybe just like a random, just like local video or something might have come out. It wasn't in the blueprint video or anything. But yeah, these trips, you know, this and this one, these trips, blueprint trips were just like, you know, it's like one of the fondest memories of skateboarding for me. Just the crew of people who was always there, the energy. This spot in Malaga was like insane. Baines had some good stuff there.
The steel bench there.
Yeah, there's like a big brick bank. There's like benches. Then it goes to like a set of stairs and a bank that goes down the stairs. Yeah, just early Airbnbs in big cities of the world.
Yeah.
Just a big crew of like 10 of us just skating, being young and just, you know, ripping, I guess.
Any classic covers that stick out to you? The stuff, friends covers, early stuff that you saw that really stuck with you?
There was a cover. There was a Sidewalk cover of Baines doing an ollie 180 switch crooks on the Design Museum handrail. That only comes to mind too because I saw it recently.
Okay.
And he has like a plane, like there was a time where people just took the graphics off their board and put like the sticker of the brand you skate for. Random, but he had a green board with a blueprint sticker and an S sticker on it, and his hat is like backwards to like this, and he's got like a nice shirt on and baggy white pants, and it just looks, I think he's got like muskers on too, and it's just
it stuck
clean.
with you?
Yeah, it stuck with me. Let me think what else. Covers.
Was it common to see US magazines when you were young?
More like, for me, it was like, I always saw like a Transworld, like Thrasher was on that like real weird paper, like
for those early years,
yeah, for those years. And at that time, Transworld seemed like this clean kind of, I guess, you know,
vivid.
It was very California, I guess, you know.
Yeah.
But we saw them, but I would see like a Poweredge magazine almost more. Like randomly, you know, like that would be what would be at like the local store I would buy magazines at. I mean, I know I work for Adidas, so I'm just like, you know, I see a lot of people, Adidas guys, gals who are on covers, but one that like I was like, that's heavy, is like Miles Silvas had that cover on NSF on that rail with the hill bomb. Yeah. Like, give it front board. That spot is so insane, you know, like I want to say Jesse McMillan, I think that was his name, like board salute back in the day. I might be completely wrong with that.
That's an old
name.
I
can remember going to that rail and seeing it. I wasn't a rail skater, but that is so like next level. And then, you know, you do the trick, obviously, is next level, and then the spot is next level, and then the hill bomb is next level. So yeah, that one stands out. Obviously, Tyshawn with the, you know, subway kickflip is insane. I've got to think of something. I also thought that cover of Rodney Mullen back in the day too. It was like he was like
From underneath.
there was like a lot of water.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was like colored like rainbow.
Oil pan.
Yeah.
I think that about covers it.
Yeah.
Paul, thanks for getting together with us.
Oh, good. Thank you, mate. Yeah, and thanks for bringing these. And you know, this one I don't think I've seen this since I first saw it.
2003.
Like I don't even know what the article is in here.
Yeah, I bet you got photos in the article as a spotlight on Blueprint.
Let's see. Where we at? Simply, is it? Simply Blueprint. Look, a British company building a British scene. There's Joe Burlo. Look, there's this quote. It's a British company with British skaters. They can travel all they want, but they'll always live in Britain. Yeah, that didn't last that long.
Yeah, that had a good run.
Yeah, we had a good run. I mean, you know.
Lost some amazing videos.
Yeah, Baines moved to America. I moved to Spain. You know what I mean?
Yeah. All right.
Thanks so
much.
Well, thank you.
You bet.